Hey guys, I'm Moises, and today I'm going to review and recap the first episode of Cobra Kai, the episode titled Ace Degenerate. So let's get right to it. So the episode begins with time travel. We travel back to December 19, 1984, and we see that a karate tournament is going on. And we see Daniel LaRusso, you know, the Karate Kid, in a fight with this blonde kid. And the blonde kid, his name is Johnny Lawrence. And we see the blonde kid's trainer, and he says to him, "Show no mercy." But it doesn't matter because he gets his ass totally kicked. From there, we jump in time forward to now, the present day, which means this day. And we see that the blonde kid is all grown up, but he's kind of a mess. He's like sleeping in bed. He's starting to wake up. You see beer bottles everywhere. So he's like waking up all hungover. He goes out to try to take out the trash, and as he's doing that, this nice kid tries to make small talk with him, a new neighbor. And Johnny's reaction is like, "Oh great, more immigrants." It's like, hashtag racist. Johnny just has this nasty bad attitude, and he just emanates bad energy. We then see Johnny hop into his Pontiac Firebird, and he takes a drive around the valley. And as he's driving, he sees this sign, and it says LaRusso Auto Works. So it's basically the Karate Kid's business, and it annoys him so much, and it's kind of funny. We learn that Johnny's an installer, but he runs into a problem. He installs the TV on the wrong wall. Then this lady comes in and he has an argument with her, and she's like, "What are you doing? Why did you put that TV on that wall? It was supposed to face the door, not that door, but that door." And he gets, you know, mad, and he's like, you know, "Just stop bitching at me." And she's like, "What? What did you call me? Did you call me a B?" And he's like, No, I said, you know, stop bitching at me." Anyway, long story short, he gets fired. He then heads to this broke down 7-Eleven in a mini mart, and he gets some of that pizza that they have under like those heat lamps, and it's nasty. But he tells the guy, you know, to just give it to him, and the guy just uses his hand, so it's like really gross. And while he's in there, the neighbor boy from his apartment building is there, and the guy, the guy that's serving the pizza, he says something nasty in Spanish. He says, you know, that the guy has like a small penis and stuff, and the guy's like, "What do you say? What do he say?" You know, Johnny's like, "What do he say?" And the neighbor boy's like, "Well, you know, he said that you have a small, you know. He leaves in a huff and starts eating his pizza right outside there in the parking lot. But while he's out there, these bullies walk by and go into the mini mart, and they start bothering that boy. And his name, let me see what his name is. His name's Miguel, and the bullies start harassing him. And they even get the Pepto-Bismol and give him a Pepto-Bismol bath because they pour it all over his head. And so Johnny's watching this, and eventually his threshold is reached, jumps in to defend the boy. He totally whoops those bullies' asses, but in the process, he gets arrested. The following day, Miguel corners Johnny and asks him to teach him karate, that he really wants to learn those moves so he can protect himself. And Johnny's not having it. He's like, you know, what you need to do is just to stop being so damn annoying. Johnny walks into his apartment, and there's this black lady sitting on the sofa, and there's this old man in there too, which I thought was his dad. But then we later learned that it's actually his stepdad. And he says some gross things. He says, "Oh, when I met your mother, you know, she was so pretty, she was so tan and so tight." Ew! And the stepdad offers money, but he doesn't take it. He's too proud. Later that night, Johnny's watching a movie, and in the movie they say this line, "God doesn't give people things that he doesn't want them to use." And he takes that as like a sign that, you know, maybe he should, you know, use his talent, his karate talent, to help the kid and himself. And the movie cuts into a cheesy commercial, a commercial for LaRusso Automotive. And they show the Karate Kid chopping prices in half. And he's like going like that and like that and like that. And it's so cheesy, but it's actually funny. And they even say that every customer gets a bonsai tree And it's like so bad it's good. We then see Johnny hop into his Pontiac and he goes for a drive. But he's like driving drunk, and as he's driving drunk, he gets flashbacks, and we see a lot of flashbacks of the 80s and tournaments and exciting moments like that. And the song Head Games by Foreigner is playing in the background, in case anybody was wondering. He eventually makes it to the All Valley Sports Arena, and I'm surprised he actually made it. I thought there was going to be like some incident with cops arresting him for driving drunk, but he makes it there safely, and while he's there, he gets even more flashbacks of the past. But what knocks him out of his flashback mode is that these teenage girls crash into his red Pontiac, and he's like, hey, what the hell? And he goes over to the car that the teenage girls are in, and he's like pounding on the window, and of course the girls are terrified, and they just drive away. And of all the places that his car could be towed, it gets towed to LaRusso Auto Works, you know, the body shop of his nemesis. Johnny tries his best to get the car moved to a different location, but it's too late. While he's in there trying to do that, LaRusso walks in and they bump into each other. And so they're forced to interact. And the Karate Kid is like, Johnny Lawrence, I knew it was you. And he gives him a big bear hug and everything. And he's like, how you been? How you doing? And then LaRusso's sales guys come around and they're like, oh, is this the guy you were in tournaments with back in the day? And he's like, yeah. So you kicked his ass? And he's like, well, kinda. And you know, it's a very awkward moment, but it's funny. LaRusso's like, I kicked his face. Now, the Karate Kid is a good kid, and he tries to give Johnny a discount on the repairs for his car. And he tells him, you know, let me give you a discount. I'll use my code, a family code that only I know. And he tells him, oh, well, you know what? It's on the house. But he doesn't want to take charity. Johnny doesn't want to take charity. And eventually, Karate Kid is like, you know, the repairs are going to cost more than the car. It's on me. It's on me. It's cool. And he finally agrees. But right after that, it's revealed that LaRusso's daughter is the teenage girl that crashed into his Pontiac. So that really pisses him off. And as he's walking out of the dealership, he gets that little bonsai tree and he just like throws it in the trash or he breaks it or whatever. He then goes to the neighbor kid, Miguel, and tells him that, you know, he's ready. He wants to teach him the fighting style. And he wants to teach him, and I quote, a style of fighting that your pansy-ass generation desperately needs. And that's basically how the first episode ends. Now, I loved it. I didn't know really what to expect, but this show is a good mix of comedy and action. And it has like a lot of comedy, like cheesy comedy, so I really like that. And I don't know, there's a lot of good 80s music, so I really enjoyed that too. So I'll definitely be watching episode 2. What did you guys think? Did you guys like the episode? Write in the comments. Anyways, guys, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up and write a comment, all right? Thanks for watching. I'm Moises Amaya, and I'm out.